Roger, do you want to kick us off from Sky, please?
Yes, hello. Hi, David. Oh, actually, am I able to record at my end as well?
If you want to, yeah.
Yeah, I just need to get given permission.
He knows it's being recorded, doesn't he?
Yeah, I just always like to have a copy at my end, if that's all right.
That should be okay now.
Great, thank you.
No
Hi,
problem.
David. Hi. First of all, can I start off with Jesse Lingard? Fantastic impact from him in the week. You've had a few days to work with him. Saw what he did on the pitch. What's he had around the place? He seems like quite an infectious character.
Well, I think everybody knows that's been Jesse's style since he's come into the scene at Manchester United. But I think he's a more mature boy now, and I think he's also someone who, is getting to, I wouldn't say the latter stages of his career, he's getting to the prime of his career. I think he's also getting to a stage where, he wants to play well, he wants to be on the pitch. And, we don't want to get carried away with one game, but we've got to say that we were obviously really pleased for Jesse, and he done a great job for us as well.
But you mentioned that at Manchester United, he probably hadn't been getting the game time that he wanted. It's been almost a difficult year for him. Have there been any signs of that, or is he? You say he's more mature, but is he still the same sort of character around the camp and have that impact on people that he always was?
Yeah, he's a bubbly character, and I've known Jesse from my time at Manchester United as well, and he was always a good boy, always a fit young player. So I think getting some match practice for him is really important, and we don't want to put too much pressure on him, but he set a great standard for himself and for the team by his performance at Aston Villa in midweek.
And he is on loan. Was there ever an exploration to see if it could be anything more than a loan or with an option to buy or a permanent deal?
Well, look, we've had one game, Roger, and I think a situation's here where Jesse's going to get a good chance to look at West Ham, see what he thinks of us and what if he likes it, and we're going to have a good chance to look at Jesse with the supporters, and we're going to be able to decide what we think in 5 or 6 months' time.
The win the other day has kept you right up there in the mix for those European places. What's it going to take between now and the end of the season, do you think? That because it's a different, it's a different part of the season, isn't it? When you start to think about the run and something, what will it take for you to stay up there in amongst it?
Same form, same consistency, not picking up too many injuries. All those things play the part in how you go about getting your results. And obviously you need a good bit of good fortune as well on that path. But, I think the position we're in is excellent. I still think we can do more. I don't think the players have quite reached where they've got to get to. We showed good form in midweek. We've had a couple of games where we've not been quite so good. So I think there's room to improve. And if we can improve in the second half of the season, well, hopefully that'll help keep us nearer the top end of the league.
We've got Fulham next. Eventful game when you played them last time, or certainly eventful last few minutes. But it seemed to be the story of their season. They've put in decent performances. They've been competitive. Do you think their position is perhaps a false one, or one that is undeserved given some of the football they've played?
Well, just what I said. Some moments in football as a manager, you need bits of good fortune. They miss a penalty in the last minute, which would have got them a point from the game. And sometimes on the journey, you need to pick up things, and when you get that bit of good luck, you've got to try and take it. So from our point of view, it worked. But it's another game. I think Fulham have improved greatly since that period in the season. So we go there expecting a really tough game.
Thanks, Roger. Olivia from PLP.
Hi, Olivia.
Hi. You're a team in form at the moment, David. How impressed are you with that, especially given the season that we're in, and it's been really difficult for any team to find form?
Yeah, I'm really pleased, Olivia, because when we come back after lockdown, I thought we'd done a really good job in staying up. And I've said this a few times, but I think that because it was only it's not even a year ago, that period we were in. So really, since we've come back, I think we've had a pretty consistent, stable period of results. And in the main, they've been getting better as we've been going along, which shows good things in the players. And I think the players have got a great deal of confidence, and we're changing the mentality behind, to sort of push on, that we're not happy to be a side that just finishes outside relegation. We have to be a side which is pushing nearer the top. And to be fair, they're all buying into it. They're all enjoying this situation much more than we've been in recent seasons. So let's hope that continues and we can keep up our form of the first half of the season.
And you mentioned it there, but what have you made of, where you were when the team took over to just being 2 points off the top four? That's a remarkable turnaround.
It is, Olivia. It's a brilliant turnaround for a year. I can't hide that. I just think the players have done so well. The improvement in Mickey Antonio, the improvement in Aaron Creswell, the improvement at Angelo and Bona, in that period. Those players who've been at the club, and I'm not talking about the ones we've brought in, I'm talking about the ones who've been here. I think they've really upped their level. I've got to say their professionalism recently, because of the amount of games, preparing, getting themselves ready for the games, has been great, because it's been quick turnarounds, and it's maybe something which at West Ham we've not been great at. We've never been that good at having everybody fit and ready and available. But at the moment, we've got a group of players who are in really good condition and ready to go. And
I've done this a bit back to front, but obviously ahead of that Fulham game, have you got any other injury news, or is everyone fit and available?
At the moment, we're all fine. We've only got Arthur Mazawaku, who's started jogging for the first time yesterday. So it gives us a thought that, Arthur's hopefully maybe a month or so away from coming back. So hopefully we're trying to keep as many people fit as we can. This is a really difficult period for us, Olivia. The fixture list has not been easy for any clubs, and we're no different. And we have a really important Premier League game, and then we have a cup tie in midweek as well. So it's another big week for us.
Thank you, David. Good luck.
Cheers. Thank you,
Olivia. Jackson from TalkSport, please.
Hi, David.
Jackson, how are you doing? I've got you out yet.
Yeah, good, thanks. You mentioned that cup tie of Manchester United, and as you've got no new injury concerns, is there a temptation to rotate your team for the match tomorrow?
Well, I'm not thinking about the cup tie tomorrow, that's for sure, but I just know it's on the horizon because of the week we've got. But I'll look to see. We've made a couple of changes. We've tried to keep, I wouldn't use the word rotating, but we've tried to make sure that the players, there's one or two players who we think can play and are ready to play. And if we look at it, we might look a little bit differently. And every game gives us our level of difficulty, which the Villa game did. So we'll look at this game and see what we need to do for this one, Jackson.
Mm-hmm. And another great performer from the Aston Villa win, Thomas Souček. Only Bruno Fernandes, he's the only midfielder to have scored more Premier League goals than him this season. Have you been surprised by Thomas's eye for goal?
Do you want to know? I'm going to say I'm not surprised, because I think if you look at his record for his club Slavia in the Czech Republic, and if you look at his goals in the Champions League, which is sometimes a good sort of guide as well, that he scored at that level. And he obviously scored in the Czech Republic. People might say, well, that might seem a bit easier than the Premier League. But I think if you get a knack for a goal, especially as a midfield player, then, it's something you'll have wherever you go, the timing, how to get in the box. And obviously he possesses the ability to score with his head as well, which is helpful. But I think everybody likes a good goal-scoring midfield player. I think it adds to your numbers, hopefully, through the season. And we're thankful for it, because he's been very, very consistent. And he's made a really good start to his career in the Premier League.
Mm-hmm. Anton Ferdinand, he said something very interesting on TalkSport last night. He likened to what you're building at West Ham to the work you did at Everton. Would you agree that there are any similarities?
I think I'm trying to, in many ways, copy the same model which I had, and have the same idea, which was obviously bringing in people which would take us away from the bottom. At Everton, we were a side which were happy to avoid relegation. By Easter time, we were probably safe and then knocked off. So I had to make sure at Everton that mentality changed, and we changed that around. I think there's a little bit of West Ham with a similarity, but the biggest thing about both clubs was I think there's great scope for growth. And but what you need, Jackson, which I was very fortunate at that time, I had Sir Philip Carter, I had Bill Kenwright, I had people who were really, really supportive and gave me time when things weren't going so well. And I think like any manager, you need a bit of time if you want to build a level of a club, unless you're going to spend hundreds of millions. And if you've been fair, we've actually tried that way. We've tried to do it that way before, and it's probably not worked here at West Ham. So I'm not the person who makes all the decisions at West Ham, but I can only give my experience and my opinion on what way I think looks best for this club. It'll be the club's choice what way they choose to go.
Thanks, Jackson.
Cheers, Jackson.
Cameras off, please. Jack, do you want to start with the written for us, please?